Arsenal set for Nwaneri cash injection as Marseille loan hell finally ends. Nwaneri is set to return to Arsenal this summer, though concluding his Marseille loan spell on Sunday. Arsenal are set to receive extra cash from Marseille due to Nwaneri's lack of minutes while on loan in France. The two clubs shook hands on a 6-month loan for the teenager during the winter transfer window, but things have not gone to plan in League One for the England U21 international. The initial loan fee was worth £1.3 million, £1.5 million, but penalty clauses centred around Nwaneri's playing time were also tied into the agreement. While the thresholds were kept confidential, it's clear Nwaneri has not played nearly enough as Arsenal would have liked. In fact, he was an unused substitute in 5 of Marseille's final 6 League One matches, even though the team was struggling under Habib Bye. Bye questioned Nwaneri's application in training in late April, when pushed to explain why he was overlooking the attacking midfielder. Mikel Arteta later said, when quizzed on those comments from Bye, "I think that's the coach's opinion. He's with him every single day, and that's it. He's the one making the decision. He's the one that sees and understands better what he's doing. Ethan has to respond to that in the right way. It's the same place that William Saliba was there, same club. The outcome, let's see. Maybe it's the best thing that can happen for Ethan, for his career, maybe. We don't know." Arsenal are set to welcome the playmaker back to the club in the summer, and that there is a firm chance he could move on to pastures new. Nwaneri's loan got off to a flying start as he netted just 13 minutes into his debut against Lens, who eventually finished in second place. Since arriving in January, he has played just 1,620 minutes, around a quarter of the overall possible total, scoring twice and producing 1 assist. Arguably, his biggest setback arrived just weeks after he signed at the Stade Velodrome, however, when Ohm parted company with Roberto De Zerbi. The Italian pushed hard to sign Nwaneri, and also held talks with Mikel Arteta over the starlet's development before beating a number of Premier League clubs to the loan. Once De Zerbi left, things unfortunately continued to go downhill. Nwaneri also skied his penalty kick in Marseille's Coupe de France quarter-final shootout defeat to Toulouse. Marseille forward Nwaneri has had his commitment questioned by manager Habib Bye. Nwaneri, who joined the French club on a short-term loan deal from Arsenal in January, has found game time hard to come by in recent weeks. The 19-year-old has not started a game since being substituted at half-time against Paris Saint-Germain on February 8th, and was not brought off the bench for Marseille's 1-1 draw with Nice on Sunday, the 4th time he has been an unused substitute. Bye was appointed in February, replacing now Tottenham Hotspur head coach Roberto De Zerbi. "He's a quality player," Bye told French broadcaster L1 on Sunday. "But he has to show us a lot more in his everyday commitment. Other players have shown a lot more." After struggling for game time at the start of the Premier League season, and on some occasions finding himself out of match-day squads, Nwaneri joined Marseille on loan, with working under De Zerbi being a factor in Arsenal's decision to sanction the temporary move. However, the Italian departed Marseille in February, less than a month after the England under-21 international joined the club. Despite Nwaneri's recent struggles, he had a great start to life at the Orange Velodrome. The England under-21 international scored 13 minutes into his debut with a 3-1 victory over title-chasing Lens on January 24th. As reported by The Athletic in January, there is no option to be included in Nwaneri's loan deal to Marseille, but Arsenal will receive a loan fee, determined by how much he plays. There is also a development fee, which could come into play if the midfielder does not get sufficient minutes in France. Marseille, who have won just one of their last 5 games, now sit 6th in the League One table. They are next in action against Nantes on Saturday. Jack Wilshere has warned Ethan Nwaneri that he will need a strong pre-season to secure his Arsenal future after a disappointing loan spell at Marseille. Nwaneri is considered one of Arsenal's brightest prospects, but he joined Marseille on loan in January, barely featuring under Mikel Arteta in the first half of the season. However, the 19-year-old has started just 3 times for the French Giants, and Wilshere insisted that it will be up to Nwaneri and fellow young teammate Max Daumann to make their mark in pre-season. The loan didn't quite work out for Nwaneri, but he would have learned so much about real-life football, Wilshere told TalkSport. He would have learned more than that over in Marseille with how emotional they are and the fans, and what they demand. It's different. I feel like pre-season is big for both of them. I used to think like that as a young player. When it gets to pre-season and the off-season, you do everything you can to come back and make sure you're ahead of everyone. In pre-season, everyone gets a chance. The minutes are shared. Then, it's down to them to show Mikel and earn a place in his team. It will be hard, especially if they go on to be champions, because expectation just goes up again. They both have the ability to do it, but it's down to them. Nwaneri fighting for Arsenal future after underwhelming Marseille loan. Nwaneri has come under fire from Marseille coach Habib Bye for not showing enough during his loan spell to warrant more minutes, having not featured at all for the League One side in the last month. With Arsenal desperate to continue splashing the cash this summer, Nwaneri's ability to provide pure profit as an academy graduate could see the club sanction his sale during the upcoming transfer window. Wilshere, who coached both Nwaneri and Daumann in Arsenal's youth team, was full of praise for both players and even admitted he would happily take either of them on loan for his Luton Town team, who missed out on promotion from League One. The answer to that is yes, Wilshere said when asked which player he would take on loan. Whoever Mikel doesn't want, I'll just call him and ask him.